actually changed. Apple uses white boxes for their Pro models instead of the usual black, and the front of the phone this time showing the notch at the top of the dynamic island. Inside the box, we have the iPhone itself, which we will set up in a minute. Then there is the usual documentation and stickers. And we have got a USB-C to Lightning cable for charging it. Similarly to previous models, there is no power adapter or earphone in the box. I have gone for the new space black, and it's kind of matte black rather than grey or graphite that we've seen before. But my first impression, this looks really black. It's a lot darker than I was expecting it to be. In fact, I definitely prefer this over my Graphite 12 Pro. Here they are together give you an idea of just how dark it is compared to the graphite grey. The back of the glass has that same frosted look, and even the Apple logo in the middle is a lot darker, and does a good job of making the camera bump less protrusive. It is also quite dark looking around the sides. It matches nicely to the dark theme. Unfortunately, it is still mirror light, so it's going to pick up a lot of fingerprints. The buttons looks the same. You have got the silent and the volume buttons on one side and the power button on the other. You might have noticed I have a SIM card tray on mine, but that's because I'm in Singapore. If you are in the US, it will be replaced with an eSIM instead. On the bottom of the phone, we still have the same lightning port. There's no USB-C on the Pro models again this year. Looking at the camera bump, we have got 3 lenses including a new and improved 48 megapixel main, a 12 megapixel ultra wide, and a 12 megapixel telephoto lens. But I will talk more about the cameras in a couple of minutes. Let's take a look at the screen on this Pro model. It comes with a 6.1 inch and the same OLED Super Retina XDR display and the same resolution, the ProMotion 120Hz refresh rate, HDR and haptic touch. This year, there are 3 big changes, and there's the new notch or the dynamic island, the always-on display and the increased brightness. The always-on display will allow you to view the time and notifications while the screen will go into reduced brightness and in low power mode. Some reviewers found out it only loses 4% in 7 hours, which affects the battery life slightly. As for the brightness level, it has actually been increased to 1600 nits in HDR mode, and it has been increased to 2000 nits peak brightness for outdoor use. So that should make a huge difference while you view it in bright daylight. I believe you have seen many demos out there on Dynamic Island. I'm excited to see how this works. I've used it for a few weeks and actually works really well. Apple has simplified the notification and made something of it, so depending on what you are doing, whether you are listening to music or setting a timer or even an incoming call, you can see the notch dynamically changing and adapting to it. Currently, not all apps are optimized for this, but I guess just like with the iOS 16 widgets, more and more will be supporting it over the coming weeks. On the downside is that you're going to pick up fingerprints or smudges over time, so you probably need to wipe that front-facing camera quite frequently. Apple has upgraded their camera this year, so we should see an improvement in both photos and videos. In fact, I'm more interested about this feature than the rest. We have still got 3 lenses on the back, including the brand new 48 megapixel main lens. This is a 24mm f1.78 lens. And the focal length on this is awesome. I hope the 48 megapixel is going to make a massive difference. Then there's the 12 megapixel ultra wide, which is a 13mm f2.2 lens. This is great for getting those nice wide shots, and it's supposed to be 2 times better in lower light condition. Finally, the 12 megapixel telephoto lens. This year, they have given us 2 focal lengths with this lens. There's a 2 times a 48mm f1.78 and 3 times 77mm f2.8. The 2 times being the new one. It means in the camera app, we can actually swap between 0.5, 1, 2, and 3. I won't have enough time to go through them today. As usual, the normal mode you would expect to see in the camera app, and that includes the portrait, panoramic, and macro. This really look great, but I will leave that for my full review. The video capability on this has also been improved, which is fantastic. We still have 4K video at either 24, 25, 30, or 60 frames per second, and we also have 1080p and 720p. So far the video quality looks really good, as I just upgraded from the 12 Pro. I will definitely need to do some more testing on the cinematic mode that has been improved from 1080p to 4K 30 frames per second. So there's now even more of a reason to shoot with that mode. We have all of the usual mode like HDR, ProRes, Slow-Mo, and Time-Lapse. But what is new this year is the new action mode, which is essentially an improved stabilization mode for sports or action shots. This is actually capped at 2.8K and 60 frames per second, so you're not going to get that full 4K quality. This could potentially replace the need to use a gimbal. Something to take note of, as it definitely cropped the shot quite tight, and a few other specs I wanted to mention about the iPhone 14 Pro. Well, it's now got a new A16 chip upgraded from last year A15. A front-facing 12 megapixel camera with autofocus and 1 extra hour of battery. I always add a screen protector even though I know the screen is supposed to withhold scratches and drops. I'm using this Pygen screen protector as it's easy to put on without any bubbles. Just remove the film, line it up, and slide your finger from top to bottom. Leave it on for a minute and it's done. Voila! I bought a few cases. It is a simple transparent case from Ringer. It's good enough to use it daily for protection. I bought it as the rest of the cases I bought online will take some time to ship over. After a few days, I received the Mirrorless 5 mouse case and MagSafe compatible Impact Casetify case. It is MagSafe compatible and made of aramid fiber with impact absorbing aero shock technology. Extremely rigid materials and defensive features like raised edges, a camera bump, and a microfiber lining protect your phone from all kinds of damage. This Casetify case is also MagSafe compatible with Eco Shock protection technology, which they have tested from a height of 8.2 feet. Well, I will not recommend you to try it to drop it from that height though. It is eco-friendly as it is partially made from upcycled phone cases. I like this as it is a custom design with my name on it. For the prices, there are 4 color choices, 4 storage options, and 2 screen sizes to choose from. I have gone for the 256GB Pro, which is 2,100 Sing dollar. The first impression of the iPhone 14 Pro, I really like it so far. I think it's worth upgrading if you are upgrading from the 12 Pro, and not so much of a difference if you already have a 13 Pro. With the slightly longer battery, the awesome dynamic island, and the always-on display, and of course those improved cameras. That for me is the number one reason. I will then do a full review of the iPhone 14 Pro after I've used it for a few more weeks. If you have any questions about these phones, please let me know in the comments, and thank you for staying right till the end. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. See you soon.